Occupying land concept. Alright, like that's a cool concept, but for me, the first time I came to City Hall, I said the first time that I came to
Come
City Hall,
closer.
Yeah, just step forward,
was
Ed.
when a National Socialist movement came right here, and they fucking were protected by fucking hundreds of fucking pigs by the state. So the fucking occupation on our side's been happening. We were here in thousands of us. So we said, fuck that. This is fucking our city. So the occupation is not about occupying late. It's about enforcing the fucking world we believe in. Through any means necessary. That's what it's about. Occupy and decolonize. That's the
Thank you, Patrick.
Yes! Decolonize!
Power grabbing scumbags! Fuck that bullshit. It's not racism. It's white supremacy. That's what that shit is.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'd love to hear those words.
Hey, I got a bunch of books. Various subjects, political, literary, they're for sale, donation, or whatever you want. Bag right here. Or you can have it. That's what I mean. Whatever. If you want it, just look. I mean, I'd appreciate donations, but I'm not going to get like 1% about it. If you want one of these books, come look at this bag.
Thank
Nice
you.
book.
Give thanks.
Exactly.
I've never seen him before.
Anyone want to look at him?
Yeah, I would like to look. I do backflips for books.
Okay, you can pass them around and whatever.
Sunshiny's gonna backflip for a buck.
As long as he hasn't landed his knees.
Sunshine, Kevin's threatening to backflip for a buck.
Flip off the fountain.
Sunshine.
Hey, no, guys, I'll probably drop stream soon. It appears that she is over.
Somebody stop that man from flipping for bucks.
I was a little bit upset that someone was given the respect to speak on social media when for previous months someone's been trying to speak on social media and wasn't given that respect. So that facilitation bias is really, really... What do you think about that facilitation bias?
What's up? What was that? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just saying how Sergi had come like every single week with something to say about social media and was denied the right to even read his proposals, and then she was given the respect to take like 10 minutes.
That whole stupid
It was like
stuff.
10 minutes that she was given when for weeks and weeks and weeks Sergi came and wanted to speak and was not given that same respect.
I've been here twice doing proposals where she shouted me down.
So we need new people to volunteer for facilitation because our facilitation committee is biased.
But I was hoping nobody would say nothing tonight.
Me too, because I mean I had this whole drama-free weekend and it was beautiful and it's so nice to be back here in the trees and the crickets and the purple lights. It's so, it's the weather is so fucking good right now. It's not hot, it's not cold, and it's 9:30 at night. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Richard's here.
I was hoping he'd come. Richard just got off on his ugly charges down in the...
Yeah, Richard is free officially. Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you. Just fighting my case. That's it. And it just ended last week.
Do you want to tell the people watching what happened, or
Not guilty.
Tell
J
them.
to the Izzo, B to the Izzo, not guilty. No, just Anaheim jury trial, and we had to pick jurors and everything. And, and then it was
What was the charge?
the office assaulting a police horse. And
What would you do? Pet it?
No, the officer said that I pushed the face and then grabbed the reins and then shook the reins up and down. But then we had video that showed that, I didn't do that.
You didn't touch it, did you?
No, I didn't even touch it.
Yeah.
So it was 3 misdemeanors, 2 horse charges, and then 1 resisting arrest. And then they dropped one of the horse charges, and then they found me not guilty on the other horse charge. And then they were a hung jury on the resisting arrest, but then that got dropped because you can't resist an unlawful arrest. So
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you're 100% over that. Yay!
I don't know. It took a long time. It's weird. The other people, had to take the deals and stuff. So it's sad. And what's also sad is that they spend more money on this horse than they do on the death of Manuel Diaz.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Joan said he ruled.
Oh, is she watching right now?
Yeah.
Hi, Joan. I could just picture her in her house, sitting in her chair. Are you with Natalie?
With her hot wife. After a yummy cooked dinner of, what is it? Spaghetti with marinara sauce and cheddar.
Oh, one of the jurors in the hallway said, juror number 2 said, I thought the sign was hilarious.
Nice.
And there was some soccer moms on the jury,
Nice.
I know. It's really interesting. It's totally interesting.
I've sat in on jury selections during the court support in December. After
Anybody
the
cool? The
camp.
prosecution kicks off right
Yeah,
away.
if you have a brain, if you have an education, if you've had a bad experience with
he's like,
cops.
oh, I went to Berkeley. The prosecutor got rid of him right away. They try to get rid of people of color. And,
smart people, educated people, radio DJs.
They want people that there was some people on the jury that were friends with cops.
Yeah,
This
they
one girl
like
said,
that.
juror number 1 said, we kicked her out though. She said, oh, the police aren't right all the time. Just 90% of the time.
Oh, Leslie says hi from New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Isn't she marching right now?
Are you marching right now, Leslie? Let's see. I missed some of the chat. Marcos Marco Barrios said congratulations. No, Sunday's meeting was not mentioned at GA today.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I want to talk.
Okay.
With Ed.
All right, this should be good.
It might not be that.
It'll be way over my head, and I'll just give you this and walk
Let
away.
me give a little preface then. How about that? I'll just throw it out there, and then you can respond. I think it is because I have a hard time talking in different groups. I don't like it that much. But several people were up there talking.
Took a whole stack of books. Damn.
I took 4 of them.
Who do you got? What do you have?
Hegel.
Who's this?
Hegel?
Hegel was you should know that. That's one of Marx's mentors.
Yeah.
Hegel.
Okay, Hegel.
I might have said it wrong.
You said Sagel. I was like, what? Yeah, I know Hegel.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I got
You
the
know what
sound
Lenin
of
said
money.
about
This is
Hegel?
interesting. Hegelian dialect is all I know.
Lenin said, if you want a headache, read Hegel.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Everything I've read it's a life of contradictions, right? It's all contradiction.
What it's about is the dialectic, and the dialectic, what it's talking about is you have one idea here and another idea here, and they contradict each other.
Yeah.
But if you take the time to understand both ideas and put them together, there's many contradictory ideas that when they come together and wrestle with one another, create something that neither one has separately. That you have to understand both, that there's many things in reality that are contradictory, and to understand them, if you focus just on one side or the other, you never understand what's really going on. You have to understand both sides and wrestle with it.
Let's do an example then. Well, we were talking with the subject today was about sustainability and about food, and there's complaints about the EBTs.
Okay.
Right.
So on that subject, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Listen. What causes world poverty?
I believe it's a couple things. I believe it's the government trying to get involved with food production, as they did back with FDR. The food example I'm going to try to pull from right now. Food was, of course, there was the Agricultural Adjustment Act, and we'll remember, the government tried to get this. If anybody at home can understand this, the government tried to subsidize corn to corn farmers. So
Can I interrupt one moment? There's a question from the audience. They would like to know who is speaking. Sorry I didn't introduce you. We have here Kevin Patton and
Ed, Occupy Pizza.
Hey now. Okay, go back. Sorry.
Oh, so, of course, Roosevelt, as far as my understanding, is that Roosevelt...
Look at the picture. I mean, that's all they're seeing.
How great.
What is
Sorry.
it? Agricultural Act.
Look. They can't see the
Oh, it's
picture.
very dark,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Sorry. ADHD, sorry.
Try to keep it a little bit tight.
I am trying to.
Okay.
For what I understood, the government tried to subsidize corn. They tried to pay farmers not to grow that much farm. The reason being is they tried to artificially make the price as it was 40 years prior, 30 years prior, in the beginning of the 19th century. Beginning of the 20th century, I'm sorry. And what they did was they inevitably put about 2 million people out of the job, and they actually cut corn production and corn farming by about like a third or something like this. So they paid farmers not to grow corn because they wanted to artificially set the price as it was back then.
I didn't grow any corn. Where's my check?
Huh?
I've never grown corn. Where's my check?
There are people involved with this movement, though, who are growing food. It's exactly as Alejandro said. The people are doing permaculture. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the fact that Occupy, especially LA, with all the land that we have north of us, really hasn't evolved past that. And we're still asking for the government that we're protesting so much about to give us free things, right? No, you asked me a question, and I'm asking you a question.
Okay, now let me challenge your answer.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Now I will challenge.
It's not your fault.
I will challenge his answer. On the one hand,
Roosevelt. We're going back to 1930.
We're talking about world poverty and world hunger. That's what we're talking about.
Central banking.
Just a moment. So on the one hand, I'll agree that there are plenty of government programs that are poorly thought out and that cause problems. However, without government intervention into economics or agriculture, there would still be massive poverty and hunger. As a matter of fact, there would be more hunger and poverty. No, wait a minute, I let you talk. There'd be more hunger and poverty.
No, you didn't. You interrupted me. You interrupted me at the end. You did.
There'd be more hunger and poverty.
He did, though, didn't he?
There'd be more hunger and poverty than there is right now. And let me explain why there would be.
Please tell
okay?
me why.
For just a moment. The reason there would be. Okay? I'll use some examples. One,
Hey everybody!
when they instated NAFTA, NAFTA was not putting in new policies. NAFTA was removing old policies. It was setting more of the free market capitalism free. What NAFTA did is it brought down the tariffs, any protective tariffs. So what that meant was that Archer Daniels Midland, a food producer, the largest food producer, by the way, on the planet, could go into Mexico and do whatever they wanted to do there, and the Mexican government couldn't stop them in terms of food production. So what did they do? Archer Daniels Midland went into Mexico and they dumped corn and rice and beans and intentionally put all the farmers there out of business. Then Archer Daniels Midland went in and bought up the land cheap, and now they are going ahead and growing food there. And now when they dump those things, they dumped it at such low prices. They dumped it for less than what they could grow it for. But they did it so that they could put those people out of business. Then they go in and they can charge whatever they want. Now, example number 2. Let's assume for just a moment that you are a large agribusiness, like Archer Daniels Midland, okay?
Okay.
It is your responsibility is not to the community. Your responsibility is to your investors.
Maybe not. Should the investors not
Legally.
I'm asking though, should the investors not be within the proximity of where they're growing or whatever they're doing?
Maybe you just said,
Should they not be? Practically. If you were an investor inside of a company, would you like it to be 5,000 miles away or across the street?
I don't care.
excuse me.
It matters though because if it's not, they can use the government to have their investments secured all the way across the world.
Kevin, I haven't yielded the floor yet. Okay?
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm interjecting here a bit.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But since you brought up, shouldn't the investors have certain rights and this and that and the other thing? Here's my point. The community should have the rights, not investors. The community should be able to control the production of what it requires to maintain a decent life. Certainly food, certainly water, certainly housing, certainly health care. Those things should be controlled by the community, not by investors, okay? But we were talking about world hunger. And I was talking about you as a corporation serve the investors, and you said maybe not. And I'd like to disagree with that. There have been many lawsuits that have been brought in this country against corporations by their investors, and the corporation was actually trying to do something decent for the community, and the investors said, no, that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to make maximum profit for us.
Right.
And the courts every time have ruled on the side of the investors. So
What were they doing wrong, Ed?
What were they doing wrong?
Yes, what were they doing wrong that brought the wrath of the community and the investors?
No, the community loved it. The investors didn't love it.
What were they doing though for the
Okay, so for instance, let's say you're General Electric, and let's say you make TV sets, and you want to be nice to your employees. So you go overseas or here, and you actually pay people a living wage. Can the investors say, you are giving them the money you owe me? You could go ahead. Corporation X, Y, and Z are paying their employees much less. You are paying your employees above market value. You are cheating me as an investor. Now, the investor could obviously pull their money out, but that's not what they decided to do. They decided to sue the corporation. Okay?
Yes.
What I'm saying is the system itself requires the corporations to do the best they can for the investor. When they do the best they can for the investor, everybody else gets cheated, the community and labor. And in terms of world hunger, it's not Archer Daniels Midland's responsibility to see that people are fed. It's the responsibility to give the maximum profit to the
Could he
investors.
be a good investor? Could he be a good businessman and want to pay his employees and want to do good for the community?
He can certainly want to, but he can't by law. He can't
Because he's beholden to the investors.
because
That's even
because-
more reason, though. That's even
Yeah,
more
because-
reason why businesses should be
because-
private and not have the influence of investors from somewhere else, or have the influence of a government from somewhere else.
Private
Because
businesses
they are more
owned
accountable.
by investors. Who do you think owns private businesses?
Not all of private business. Not all businesses are owned by
Let's say
investors.
you are the sole owner of a company.
Yeah.
You are the investor.
Who am I beholden to?
You.
Except my customers.
You.
My customers. Don't you think so?
Okay.
Am I or no?
Okay, just a moment.
Am I beholden to my
I'll
customers?
tell you why you're not. You know why you're not?
Why?
Let's say you and I are both sole owners of companies and we directly compete. We provide the same service or the same product. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm ruthless, and you are this sweet, sweet guy.
Oh,
Okay?
he is a sweet guy.
Okay?
Aw.
Aren't I tried?
And I can go ahead and lower my prices, and I can get the people to come to me, and you'll be. If you and I are both operating in market capitalism, I can put you out of business if you're trying to be a sweet guy, and I would put you out of business not because I'm
Not if
Ed,
you're a
but
better
because that's the way the system works.
Not, I don't know that. That's very generic. Not if I'm a better businessman. If I'm a better businessman, you don't stand a chance against me. Now, if I was,
time out,
hold on a
time
second.
out.
If I was,
No.
hold on a second.
Define better businessman.
Do I able to talk here?
You just used the word. Define that word.
What was the one? Businessman. Someone who was a proprietor of a business and someone who was beholden to their customers and had very few investors. That's someone who's an entrepreneur. Someone who starts a business.
If you're beholden to your customers.
We don't know that now because we have
If
so
you're
many
beholden
people.
to your customers, okay, does that mean you're going to give them a better price than I'm going to give them?
Yeah, probably
Okay.
would. Now I was going to go with
You
that
can't-
before you interrupted me. I was going to go
Give
with
them a better price and pay your
What is Sunday?
employees
The
better.
social media
I don't
meeting.
know about that. That's not entirely true. If I have to
I'll
make a profit.
probably
I
just
should
add
be
on
able to pay my
Sunday.
employees.
Go, dude. Come on. Come on, man.
You pay them
Come
more.
on,
I
man.
pay mine.
Come on, man.
Let me drop stream and
Come on,
explain
man.
to you.
Do that, man.
You guys, I'm gonna stop streaming so I can talk to Benji.
Everyone convinced that. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh yeah, everyone should be going to the social media
Who
meeting.
want to work for your business.
You should be going,
Hey, am I
and
going to go across the street somewhere?